So I just wanted to quickly show you how to efficiently and fast learn the keyboard shortcuts of Hypertask. We do have a keyboard shortcut search, which gives you an overview of all the keyboard shortcuts we have available. So you can just type in the function you want to use and what you want to do. I will give you the keyboard shortcut for it. But we also do have an interactive tutorial, which teaches you the most useful keyboard shortcuts in a systematic way. If you're in a fresh account, you literally just see those two tasks. And the first task is literally just a link to the interactive tutorial. However, if you are on another board and you just want to learn that now, you can just type in Control+K and then go into the Hypertask command and type in interactive tutorial and launch it from there whenever you want. This is what the interactive tutorial looks like. It's basically a practice board. You cannot do any damage here. You can just play around and just follow along the tutorial. This is not real data, essentially. So at the bottom, you see what your next move is. In this case, the tutorial just wants me to press Enter to move along. And now we are on our first board. The first thing to learn is how to navigate an actual board. And you can see that I move the focus with the J button. The J button moves it down, and the K button moves it up. Jumping between columns, you do with the Tab key. You can also use the cursor keys, but a Tab key is also available. And going backwards to the left is basically with SHIFT+TAB. Pressing Enter is what opens the task. This is what the task view looks like. It's incredibly minimalistic because we want you to focus on the essentials. So we cut out everything we can and keep those minimalist views basically at the core of our philosophy. Control+M is what activates the comment function. I can then just type in here and send off the comment with Control+Enter. This is incredibly important keyboard shortcuts because we will be essentially communicating a lot with Hypertask, as it's at its core, it's basically a communication system. Now I'm going to use the A key to assign somebody to this task, A for assign. Just type the name of the person and then press Enter to confirm it. I can assign a priority with P and then just type the priority level and once again press Enter to confirm it. Going back to the board, we use the Escape key. The Escape key is kind of the global back button. Talking about global keys, we also have the G then keys. So in this case, it's the G then I, which stands for Go to Inbox, right? Those keys are also globally available. These allow you to go from your board to the inbox, or from any view really to the inbox. So I'm going to hit that key now, and here I'm in the inbox. So the inbox is basically the center of communication, obviously. You have automatic splits for important messages, updates. If you have several projects, you will also get a split per project. So yeah, and to navigate the focus in here, once again, you use the J key to go down and use the K key to go up. And you can press the E key to archive messages from the inbox. This will not archive the task. It will only archive the notification about a message inside the task. So I'm going to press E to archive it. And my goal is to get basically to inbox 0 here. But I can also use the Enter key to open a message. And because we're now in the inbox cycle, the system knows that E will then archive this task also from the inbox. You can see if a task is in the inbox by this icon. It's only present if the task is also in the inbox. And then to remove it from the inbox is once again with the E key. You can also set a reminder for a task by pressing the H key. This will also essentially remove it from the inbox for today. And depending what you type here, it will come back to your inbox on the given date. So this will give me a reminder tomorrow. Now we hit inbox 0, and this is kind of the core of Hypertask because we obviously want to get your team to communicate faster and more efficiently. So hitting inbox 0 is generally a good idea. I'm going to go back to the board, and I'm going to show you another aspect, which is incredibly important, which is the project board sidebar, which allows you to go through a lot of boards quickly, because essentially the idea is that the Hypertask is built for people that have a lot of projects going on. So you will have several project boards, and jumping between those is incredibly important. So we built a reduction search here whereby you can just type, for example, Pro, and they will know which product boards, which project boards will have that in the name, and then you can just press enter to go there. So here I'm on a board which is essentially lacking a column. Let's type Control+K, which is going to open the Hypertask command. Once again, this is a way, like a command line tool where you can find all commands that are available in Hypertask, but in clear language. So I can just type add column, for example, and it will allow me to add another column here. I'm going to call that done, which gives me another column. So it's an incredibly elegant way to kind of like use the keyboard and not having to revert to the mouse without remembering all the keyboard shortcuts. So I want to move this task now to done. For that, I'm going to hit the M key, and then I'm going to type the name of the column I want to move it to. And you see this task now moved to done. I can also use Shift+L to move the task, or Shift cursor key. That would work as well. Shift+H to move it to the left, Shift+L to move it to the right, Shift+J to move it down, and Shift+K to move it up. Once I'm going to go inside the task, where I kind of want to update the description here, because this task is actually lacking a description. Press Control+D to invoke the edit mode on the description. And then I'm going to type Control+J to start the task writer. So task writer is a tool that allows you to write task descriptions incredibly quickly with the use of AI. So the AI knows the whole background of your task, and now I just got to give it a little prompt to let it know what I want to do. And it will then from there write a meaningful task based on what it knows about the project. The more you use Hypertask, the more impressive this will get, and you'll basically get to a point where creating another task is incredibly quick, even if projects are incredibly complex. I'm going to press enter to accept this, and I'm going to press escape to exit out of the tutorial. So yeah, here we're back at the first state of this board, and yeah, as I said, you can always press the question mark key to basically go to the keyboard shortcut overview and remind yourself of any keyboard shortcut you might have forgotten.